Young black man assists millionaire with flat tire. What happened next changed his life forever. If you enjoy the stories, please subscribe. It will immensely help the channel. It was a sunny morning when Lucas, an 18-year-old with a smile reflecting his hope, walked through the streets of downtown. He was heading to his mother's house, who was battling a serious illness and needed constant care. The weight of responsibility on his shoulders was immense, but the determination to help her kept him moving forward. As he turned the corner, Lucas spotted a luxury car shining under the sun, a vehicle that in his view looked like something out of a movie. However, the scene quickly changed when he noticed the car was parked, hood open, and a man was crouched down trying to change a flat tire. The man, dressed in an impeccable suit and with graying hair, wore a frustrated expression that contrasted with the image of success the car projected. Lucas hesitated for a moment, but compassion overcame him. He approached and asked, "Can I help?" The millionaire, surprised by the offer, looked up and smiled, recognizing the kindness in Lucas's eyes. "Actually, yes. I'm having a rough day and have—" When he finally received the news that he had been accepted into one of the best universities in the country with a full scholarship, Lucas was brought to tears. He knew his life was about to change forever, and it all started with a simple act of kindness. Thomas, who became a friend and mentor, was there to celebrate the achievement. "You deserve it, Lucas. This is just the beginning." Over time, Lucas graduated and became a respected professional in his field. He always made a point of returning to help his community, just as Thomas had done for him. The young man who once helped a millionaire with a flat tire was now an example of overcoming challenges and generosity, proving that true wealth lies not in material goods, but in the connections we make and the lives we touch. Lucas looked at the card Thomas had given him, the silver letters shining in the sunlight. Internship at Thomas Industries, he thought. The idea of being alongside such a successful and influential man made him nervous, but it also ignited a spark of hope within him. He had always dreamed of having a career that could change his life and that of his family, but insecurity made him hesitate. At home, his mother saw him lost in thought and asked what was troubling him. When he shared about the meeting with Thomas and the internship offer, her expression quickly shifted from surprise to pride. "Lucas, this is an incredible opportunity. You can't let fear control you. Think about what you've always wanted and how this could be the first step," she said, with the confidence that only a mother can convey. Her words resonated in his mind. He had seen his mother work hard, juggling 2 jobs to support the family. Lucas always had the desire to ease that burden, and now an opportunity presented itself. After a night of restless sleep, he decided he would accept the internship. If he didn't try, he would never know what could have happened. On his first day at Thomas Industries, Lucas felt his heart race. The building was impressive, with glass, windows reflecting the blue sky above. Upon entering, he was greeted by a friendly receptionist who led him to the meeting room. Thomas was there, waiting. The millionaire smiled and said, "I'm so glad you decided to come, Lucas. I believe you have a lot to offer." In the following weeks, Lucas dedicated himself fully. He learned quickly and demonstrated a problem-solving ability that surprised his supervisors. Thomas was often nearby, offering advice and encouraging him to think outside the box. With each passing day, Lucas felt more confident, as if he were finally finding his place in the world. But the internship was not just a professional experience. It was also a dive into a new universe. He found himself surrounded by people with different stories, experiences that made him realize how vast the world was. During lunch conversations, Lucas listened to tales of travels, studies, and innovative ideas. He wanted to be part of that, not just as a spectator, but as a protagonist. One day, while working on a project, Lucas had an idea that could optimize a process at the company. Nervous, he decided to present his suggestion at a meeting. The room was filled with executives, and he felt his hands sweating. But as he spoke, he found the same determination that had led him to help Thomas on that fateful day with the flat tire. He explained his idea clearly, and to his surprise, everyone listened attentively. Thomas nodded, apparently impressed. "This is an interesting proposal, Lucas. Let's test your idea," he said, and an immense relief washed over Lucas. He had not only been heard, but his contribution was being valued. As the months passed, the internship evolved into a growth opportunity. Lucas began to be recognized, not just for his dedication, but also for his creativity and vision. Thomas became a mentor to him, and the relationship between them strengthened. The millionaire frequently invited him to important events and meetings, introducing him to influential people. Lucas's life began to change. He enrolled in a night course in business administration, motivated by the new perspective he had found. The dream of a better future for his family seemed closer. When he shared his achievements with his mother, she couldn't hold back her tears of joy. She had always believed that her son had immense potential, and now Lucas was proving that to himself. The story of a young man helping a millionaire with a flat tire became a milestone in his life. That simple act of kindness not only opened doors, but also taught him that sometimes opportunities arise in unexpected ways. Lucas understood that success doesn't come just from luck, but from courage, determination, and the willingness to believe in oneself. And so, with each new day at Thomas Industries, Lucas was not just changing his life, he was also shaping his future, and eventually the future of his family. He knew there was still much to achieve, but now he was ready to face any challenge that came his way. Lucas was excited about his internship at the renowned technology company, an opportunity he had always dreamed of. However, upon arriving in his new work environment, he soon realized that not everything would be easy. Some colleagues looked at him with skepticism, questioning his ability and underestimating his ideas. The whispered conversations in the hallways and the suspicious glances left him disheartened. The pain of rejection was palpable, but he remembered his mother's determination, who bravely fought against illness and always told him to never give up on his dreams. With a racing heart, Lucas decided he wouldn't let prejudice bring him down. He dedicated himself fervently to his tasks, diving into projects with a passion that even sparked the curiosity of the most skeptical. With each new task, Lucas surprised himself with his own abilities. He had a natural talent for solving complex problems, and slowly his ideas began to gain attention. Thomas, the millionaire who had stopped to help him with a flat tire, also noticed the change. He saw himself in Lucas, recalling his own journey, full of challenges and triumphs. Thomas started to get closer to the young man, offering mentorship and sharing experiences that helped him feel more confident. The relationship that formed between them was one of mutual respect and admiration. Over time, Lucas became an essential piece of the team. His innovative vision and ability to think outside the box began to change the office dynamic. Some colleagues who had previously doubted him started to recognize him as a true talent. When a new project opportunity arose, Lucas was invited to lead it. This was the chance he had been waiting for. The challenges were immense, but the memory of his mother's struggle fueled him. He poured himself into the project, working long hours and collaborating intensely with his team. When the presentation day arrived, Lucas was nervous but prepared. He took a deep breath and shared his vision with passion and clarity. The silence that followed was broken by enthusiastic applause. That was the validation he so desperately needed. From that day on, doors began to open for Lucas. He started receiving recognition not only among his colleagues, but also at industry events. The young man who once felt diminished was now a symbol of overcoming adversity. Thomas, proud of his protégé, encouraged him to seek even greater opportunities and to become involved in social projects that would help other young people in his community. Lucas not only transformed his own life, but also began to inspire those around him. He founded a mentorship program for young talents in vulnerable situations, creating a cycle of support and encouragement. The story of the young black man who helped a millionaire with a flat tire became a symbol of hope, showing that perseverance and solidarity can change lives. This transformation was not just about personal achievements, but about building a more inclusive and equitable future. And so, Lucas's journey continued, filled with new adventures, challenges, and, most importantly, accomplishments that were only possible due to his courage to confront prejudice and his determination to never give up. The sunlight filtered through the office windows, reflecting the hopes and challenges Lucas had faced over the past few months. He remembered the day he helped that millionaire with a flat tire. A simple act, but it had triggered a series of events that would change his life forever. The man, in gratitude, offered him a business card, and Lucas, hesitant, accepted. At that moment, he had no idea that this small connection would lead him to a new world. After weeks of hard work, Lucas was assigned a crucial project that could define his career at the company. The pressure was intense, but he found motivation in his life story. Growing up in a tough neighborhood, he had always dreamed of having the chance to showcase his talent. Now, with this opportunity in hand, he dedicated himself intensely, diving into research and drafts, seeking inspiration from the experiences that shaped who he was. On presentation day, the atmosphere was charged with expectation. Colleagues, some skeptical and others admirers, gathered in the conference room. Lucas took a deep breath, feeling his heart race. He looked around, recalled the difficulties he faced and the support he received from his family and friends. This strengthened him. With a confident smile, he began to share his innovative ideas. As his presentation progressed, Lucas saw the faces of the audience change. Skepticism gave way to surprise and finally to admiration. He spoke with passion, each slide projected, bringing forth not just data, but his life experiences and essence. When he finished, silence filled the room before an explosion of applause erupted. The sense of achievement was palpable. Lucas had earned the respect of his peers. After the EAS meeting, positive feedback started to flow. His boss, a man known for his cool demeanor, approached and congratulated Lucas personally. "You truly stood out. I look forward to seeing what else you can do," he said, with a glimmer of sincerity in his eyes. Lucas could hardly believe what he was hearing. He had finally established himself as a promising talent within the company. In the days that followed, opportunities blossomed like flowers in spring. Other projects began to emerge, and Lucas was invited to lead teams and attend meetings with high-level executives. His reputation spread rapidly, and he found himself in a cycle of challenges that pushed him to surpass himself every day. The young black man who once only dreamed of being heard was now shaping the company's future. But Lucas did not forget his roots. He began to use his newfound influence to promote diversity in the workplace, seeking to open doors for other talents who, like him, might be struggling to stand out. He organized workshops and talks, inviting people from different backgrounds to share their stories. What started as a simple help to a stranger became a chain of transformation, not just in his life, but also in the lives of many others. As time went by, Lucas realized that his work went far beyond his own success. He had become an example, a mentor for young people who saw in him proof that with determination and courage, it was possible to change their narratives. And so, while he continued to forge his path in the corporate world, Lucas knew that true change began within each person, and he was willing to be an essential part of that transformation. Lucas was at a moment of ascent. After helping Thomas, a millionaire who was on the brink of a breakdown due to a flat tire, his life seemed to change overnight. The businessman, impressed by the young man's attitude and determination, decided to invest in his career, offering him an internship opportunity at his company. Lucas, who had always dreamed of having his own business, saw his chance to shine right before his eyes. While celebrating his achievements, a devastating news shook his world. His mother, the woman who had always supported him and encouraged him to fight for his dreams, fell seriously ill. The diagnosis was cruel, and with each passing day her health deteriorated. Lucas felt his heart tighten as he saw the woman who had given him so much love and wisdom now weakened. He found himself faced with an agonizing choice: continue his promising career at one of the most respected companies in the country, or return home to care for her, offering the support she so desperately needed. The internal conflict consumed him. The nights became long and filled with anguish. He walked through the city streets, reflecting on what really mattered in his life. Professional success was tempting, but looking at his mother's situation, he realized that true success could not be measured by financial achievements alone, but also by the love and responsibility one had towards family. With a heavy heart, Lucas decided to go back home. Thomas, upon learning of the situation, did not hesitate to offer his support. He had become a loyal friend, someone who believed in Lucas not just as a professional, but as a person of character. The millionaire not only offered financial help, ensuring that Lucas could focus on his mother without worrying about bills, but also provided emotional support. Thomas called every day, bringing words of encouragement and reminding Lucas of the strength he always had. Over time, Lucas dedicated himself entirely to caring for his mother. His routine now included trips to the hospital, medical appointments, and tender moments with her, who always remained strong even in pain. He read books to her, watched movies they both loved, and whenever he could, took her for short walks, where she could feel the sun on her face and the breeze in her hair. These moments became sacred, and Lucas realized that the true essence of life lay in human connection and family ties. As his mother fought against the illness, Lucas also began to rediscover himself. He started to understand more about himself and what he truly wanted from life. The experience of caring for her made him appreciate the little things, a smile, a hug, the presence of family. He felt grateful for each day spent by her side, and this gratitude turned into fuel to keep fighting, not only for her health, but also for his own dreams. In a moment of clarity, Lucas decided that alongside his mother, he could indeed build a future. He began to plan a business that would not only bring him financial success, but also could help other families facing similar challenges. Inspired by the love and strength his mother always demonstrated, he dreamed of creating a company that would provide support to families in crisis, offering resources and assistance in difficult times. His friendship with Thomas deepened even further. The millionaire became a valuable mentor, guiding Lucas on his new journey. Together, they began to structure the project, and Lucas felt that every step he took was a tribute to his mother's love. While she fought for recovery, Lucas prepared to bring to life a dream that was not just his own, but carried the hope and strength of his family. When his mother's health began to improve, a new chapter opened in Lucas's life. He realized that even amidst challenges, it was possible to find light and purpose. Life taught him that true success is built on love, resilience, and mutual support. With a heart full of gratitude, Lucas said goodbye to the past and looked to the future with determination, ready to turn his experiences into something that could impact the lives of many. Thus, he not only honored his mother, but also became an example that even in adversity, there is always room for love and hope. Lucas looked out the window of the small office he now shared with Thomas. The morning sun streamed through the curtains, illuminating the faces of young people eagerly waiting for an opportunity, a chance to change their destinies. It was incredible to think that just a few months ago, he was trying to find his place in the world while struggling to cope with his mother's health. Now he saw himself as a guide, a mentor for those who, like him, often felt lost. The idea of starting a mentoring program arose from a casual conversation between Lucas and Thomas after the meeting that changed their lives. The millionaire, who had become a friend and supporter, was more than willing to invest in something that could create a lasting impact on the community. Together they devised a plan to create a space where young people could learn not only about professional skills, but also about self-confidence, resilience, and the power of collaboration. In the early days, Lucas dedicated himself to recruiting young people seeking opportunities. He made it a point to go to schools, communities, and even basketball courts, where many gathered to play. He spoke passionately about the program, sharing his own story and how a simple gesture of solidarity had changed the course of his life. What he didn't expect was that by sharing his experiences, he would find not only inspired youths, but also a support network that grew stronger each day. The program, which they named Inspire Yourself, began to take shape. Lucas and Thomas organized workshops, lectures, and even hands-on activities. They brought in professionals from various fields to share their stories and provide guidance. The response was overwhelming. The room that was once empty now buzzed with energy and hope. Young people arrived with shining eyes, eager to soak up everything they could. As the weeks passed, Lucas witnessed some of these lives transform before his eyes. There was one young man who, once shy and insecure, began to stand out in his presentations. There was a girl with an incredible talent for art who had never had the chance to showcase it. Lucas felt that each small success was a collective victory, a step toward a brighter future for everyone. The connection that Lucas and Thomas had with the young people was palpable. They were not just mentors, they were friends, advisors, and above all, examples of what was possible. On a sunny afternoon, while discussing the next steps of the program, Thomas turned to Lucas and said, "Did you know that by helping others, you're also helping yourself? Your story isn't just about what you've been through, but about where you can go and take others with you." These words echoed in Lucas's mind. He realized that the help he had given to Thomas, a simple gesture on an ordinary day, had triggered a series of transformations, not just in Thomas's life, but in the lives of many young people who were now looking to the future with hope. Lucas's mission had expanded. He was not only changing the lives of others, but rediscovering himself with every step he took. The Inspire Yourself program not only became a reference in the community, but also a source of motivation for Lucas. He began receiving invitations for talks, interviews, and even collaborations with organizations that supported at-risk youth. It was a cycle of inspiration that fed itself continuously, and he felt grateful for every opportunity that arose. On a gala night, as he prepared to speak in front of an audience filled with influential people, Lucas felt butterflies in his stomach. He remembered the boy he had been, the insecure young man who just wanted a bit of support. As he stepped onto the stage, he looked at the audience and, with a steady voice, began to tell his story. He spoke about the importance of believing in oneself, seeking help, and above all, reaching out to those who come behind. Applause echoed through the room, but what mattered most to Lucas was knowing that his work was making a difference. As he stepped down from the stage, Thomas met him and with a broad smile said, "You are changing lives, Lucas, and this is just the beginning." In that moment, Lucas realized that although his journey had started with a flat tire, it had transformed into a road full of opportunities, hope, and the promise of a better future. And he knew that together they would continue to forge new paths, taking with them all those who wished to find their place in the world.